Hey folks, Tracy here. I have quite a backlog of meal videos, so I am putting them together to share like a week's worth at least, or roughly, of recent meals. And I want to make sure to point out a few things. One is that it's still summer and we had a fairly hot last month, and so naturally we eat a lot more fruit and raw foods and salads during the hot seasons. And so we've really been enjoying fruit for breakfast and a huge salad of some sort. And it's usually a mix of raw plus some cooked greens or vegetables for lunchtime, along with our protein and whatever starch. So macrobiotic teachers in the past tended to consider fruit too lean, and so they didn't really recommend it. But to us, we still adhere to the macrobiotic principles, but we don't follow a real dogmatic kind of iteration of it, and believe that fruit provides a lot of phytonutrients and antioxidants that you are not going to get as abundantly in some other foods. And so we've been enjoying cantaloupe, watermelon, berries, some that we've grown, and peaches have been really great. Plums I especially love, and cherries. So we have, at least a good serving in the morning, followed by oatmeal. And so the rest of our breakfast, another thing I want to point out, has been super simple. Instead of cooking a pot of porridge, which we do throughout the winter, we've just been putting it in our individual bowls, measuring out how much we each want, adding flax or hemp seeds or chia seeds or whatever else, maybe protein like PB2 peanut powder, or a tablespoon of brown rice protein powder, something if we feel like it. And then pour the boiling water, cover it, let it sit overnight, and in the morning we just throw it in the steamer pot, and it's just as good as fresh cooked. So then we may add blueberries on top of that. Recently I added a little apple to get it kind of steamed with the oats. And if there's something else I want to add to it, raisins, goji berries, we'll do that. But we also add a little bit of salt. So that has been our super easy breakfast. It's less messy, and we can customize our individual bowls, and it's easy to throw in the steamer pot to be heating up while we walk or do our training, take a shower, whatever. So I highly encourage that to people who are looking for easy meals to prepare. I've only been using, for the most part, 1/3 cup of oats plus the rest of the add-ins, because sometimes we've also had that with like a whole wheat English muffin, and if we don't have anything else with it, then I might up it to closer to 1/2 cup. So that's that. And then our salads, I also want to make sure to share, I do salt them pretty well and add either citrus or vinegars, and sometimes, especially if it's like cruciferous vegetables like red cabbage, green cabbage salads, I like to squeeze them down enough until they kind of shrink in size and get a little translucent, and I believe that helps improve the digestibility of eating those types of raw cruciferous foods. And then we have that on top of our lettuce salad with some local cucumber, tomato, all really super fresh. And it's been really awesome. So we either have some kind of bean and legume dish or in the form of tofu with that, and usually some type of whole grain, or perhaps potatoes. Several times this summer we've been getting a variety of purple, yellow, red skin potatoes, usually from the farmer's market. So I just steam those and have that as our starch. It could be that we're having beans with sprouted corn tortillas, or whatever it may be. And then recently we've started to just experiment with sprouting grain and turning it into like a sprouted bread. So we had one attempt so far, and it was pretty good, and we know how to do things a little differently for the next loaf. So that said, a lot of the video already has explanations of what I'm eating, but I just also want to make sure to say that everything we're eating is not just happenstance, just whatever plant foods. As long as you're eating plant foods, all is good. We do make sure to get leafy greens, especially dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, carrots, or some type of carotenoid rich vegetable or fruit daily as best we can. And I think that's really important. And we are not avoiding salt because I get way too low blood pressure if I do. So I really look forward to our kind of salty salads, and just really loving it. And the other thing is that with respect to macrobiotics, it really, the point I wanted to get across in my book, the Macrobiotic Action Plan, is that it's a compass, it's an orientation, like an operating system. We each want to choose the best foods for our particular needs, and that's going to change with each year, with each season, the region we live, our health goals, what we have been eating, and our health history. So if we come from heavy meat-based diets, then a lot more of the foods that many macrobiotic people eschewed, like the fruits and tomatoes and maybe even spinach, Swiss chard, all these things which they consider too yin, eggplant, potatoes, they may be exactly what someone needs, especially in a transitionary period. So I don't think there should be a right or wrong. The macrobiotic diet isn't a Japanese diet, but we eat a lot of the Japanese foods and do a lot of the Japanese cooking techniques because we really like them. But we also like Mediterranean and Latin American styles too. So we switch it up. There is no one right way. And I encourage you to find what works for you. And if you've had a lot of issues in the past with digestive issues, digestive problems with plant foods, that can be remedied. And that's something I've worked on now for several years, and I'd be happy to help. So reach out to me, DM me, check out my website, fill out the contact form if you're interested, get my books. I've got some for free. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoy this meal video and you like it. If you do, please give it a like, share it to anyone who think may also benefit, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. There is such a huge pile of food, it's hard to tell what's what. There's actually a fresh salad under here, and I've got green leaf lettuce, cucumber from the market, just such the best tasting cucumber, radicchio, celery, scallion, parsley, and on top of that I grated that really awesome perfect zucchini that we grew and added some corn and lime, salt, pepper, and some other like dill and spices. I just pour boiling water on top and let it all soften, so it's not really cooked, but the corn was just from frozen, so I just let it all soften together. We got the rest leftovers, really pre-marinated and steamed tofu, one of our favorite ways to have tofu, and then all the leftover carrot, hijiki, kale from the garden, variety of potatoes that were also steamed with some Vidalia onion. Okay, here's our Saturday lunch. We come home from the farmer's market when we're out with Mom, pretty hungry. We got this huge salad, a quick soup, and corn on the cob from the market, bicolor corn, which I love to put the umeboshi paste on, and a carrot apple ginger drink. Fresh, crisp, raw lettuce, completely buried under here. A good couple cups worth that I just salt and pepper and add a little drizzle of red wine vinegar that has the Mother, the Eden brand. Cucumber is really good. It's from the farmer's market. I have leftover zucchini noodle that was so good. I just blanched the noodles briefly with hot water and toss it with tomatoes from the garden and then some sweet orange pepper. Right now I just added, I got salt, pepper, nutritional yeast, and some ground pumpkin seed that I had added a little sea salt to when I ground it. I got leftover cabbage salad, has a tahini umeboshi dressing, leftover garden kale that has radicchio. And we have some kind of locally made tofu. It's made out of Chicago, a smoked tofu that I added reduced sodium soy sauce and hoisin sauce, both by Trader Joe, and I just steam it. It's one of our favorite, easiest ways to make tofu. Comes out so good. A very nutrient-dense meal, and we have more to come. We've got the rest of that package of smoked tofu. Got a nice salad again, cucumber, tomato, potatoes. Got these different purple, red, and gold potatoes, and some of Don's sprouted bread. And here's the rest of our meal. We've got chickpeas, more tofu, it's a super firm from Trader Joe's, organic kale from the garden, some seaweed, carrot, and a variety of bell peppers and a nice curry sauce.